Alrighty guys, I have finished my tour of Tesla's Fremont factory here in Fremont, California, the mothership, as you can see right behind me here. And I went inside to get which kind of information? That's right, primarily outside information. I do have some things I can share, but nothing too shocking or revealing because there was, well, we'll get into it in a second. I'm Brian. Welcome to Future Ozza. So this is my second time touring this factory. I toured it about 2 years ago, year and a half ago. I was able to buy a tour with my referral credits. Thank you guys for using my referral link. That was what enabled me to see it the first time. Last time I came with 3 of my friends. One is a retired Ford engineer. Another is also in the automotive industry. And the third is a retired Apple engineer who is also, an EV enthusiast, Tesla owner, all that. And now also a Lucid owner. Very cool. This tour was different than that tour. That tour was almost exclusively the S and X line. Learned a few things, but not anything I wanted to see. No 3, no Y. This tour had a lot more to do with the 3 and Y, a lot to do with the Y. There was nothing on the tour I saw that I was not able to disclose. I did sign an NDA, but I had someone from Tesla with me. And after the tour, I asked him, thinking back to what we just looked at, there's nothing I saw that I can't discuss, is there? And he goes, nope, there isn't. Because, sometimes there might be, something, a part for a new car in plain sight. If I were to have seen a Model YL component, I'm sure he would have told me I cannot disclose that. But I didn't see anything like that. I assume I can disclose things that I didn't see. One thing I didn't see was a chunk of the factory that is covered with big, heavy black plastic. Not a section large enough to make a car. Could probably make something smaller in there. Golly gosh, what could you make that's smaller than a car? But we know it's going to be made here. Why, it could be anything. It could be those plastic Cybertrucks you get at some events that kids can color on. Except it can't be that, because that's made over in the plastic center. Yes, those aren't parts that they actually just get made by someone else. They make them here with their own equipment. So that's cool. I was told that by someone on the team who helped design them and design that bit of promotional program. So there is a chunk of the factory that is very much walled off, not just from my prying eyes, not just from the tour's prying eyes, but from the other employees' prying eyes. Something very sensitive, very secretive. If I had to speculate, I would guess that it's a Tesla product that is smaller than a car, but larger than a child. That's my speculation. What would you guess that it is? Other things I got to ask about: what will the Roadster be? And the answer is, boy, I'd like to know myself. Have you seen it? I have not seen it. I haven't seen it, of course, but I'm talking to the Tesla employees, who I believe they were being honest and forthcoming. Roadster design is a very closely held secret. It may be something that they are able to see before the general public. I know the contact that I was working with was able to see the Cybertruck before the reveal. Couldn't believe it, was blown away, of course, as we all were, but he got to see it before the public, which is pretty darn exciting. So we've got, what else have we got here? I asked about the YL. When is it coming? And the answer is, well, the short answer is, if they knew, they wouldn't tell me. The longer answer is, I believe them when they say they don't know. That is a decision that will come from very high up, from Elon and the very top of manufacturing and design. That is something that will happen when, the people in charge of moving metal say we'd like it to happen as soon as possible. And we're disappointed it didn't happen here first. Really, it should have been a US first model. One thing that's changed is when I was here 2 years ago-ish, year and a half ago, there were a lot of boxes with Chinese writing on them. And this time I did not observe any. Maybe they've changed the boxes, or maybe they have reduced the reliance on Chinese-made parts. Don't know, but that would make sense based on the tariff situation that's emerged. This does increase the price. This does decrease the profit. How could it not? If it was cheaper to have just bought them somewhere other than China in the first place, they would have done that. So now instead of buying an item for, let's say, $100 or paying $130 or $200 to now get it from China, it's cheaper to get it maybe from Brazil for $130. You're still paying that extra $30. You're just not paying it in tariffs on account of it being from China. Very frustrating. It's not just Tesla that's getting squeezed. Other manufacturers are getting squeezed a lot harder. So I saw less of that. Stamping machine is still there. Oh, one big change they made. This is a cool one. You know those trams that they do tours with? Tesla, of course, has trams for the tours here at Fremont. But a few years, sometime back, I don't know when, less than 2 years ago, someone said, isn't it crazy that our tram seats are so uncomfortable? They now have Model Y seats. Very comfortable. The most comfortable tram you've ever ridden. And they also repainted it in ultra red. Love it. And it's not actually the ultra red, it's the red that they had on the first 1000 SNX of the refresh. So it's a little darker than an ultra red. It's beautiful. It's beautiful. Let's see, what else was there? When the tour concluded, I had a chance to talk with someone intimately familiar with product. I'm not sure if he wants me saying his name, but someone who's been here a very long time. We went through the Model 3 and Y, and specifically looking at the standard editions of them, because there are little changes that I may not have noticed, things that were cost saving that happened. One is on Juniper, on the refreshed Model Y without the light bar. So the standard one, no light bar. How do you eliminate panel gaps? Well, you make the hood protrude ever so slightly over the front clip. And that's also true on the Juniper standard, the standard and the premium, I guess, where the front hood just hangs over just a little bit. So if there was any misalignment, you'd never notice it because it has an overbite. It works. It's something that you'll see with the Mach-E, and a lot of other manufacturers will do that, because why worry about precision when you can engineer the need for precision out of the product entirely? I did share my concerns about the Cybertruck and how it's just priced too high. He said, well, we tried selling a cheaper version. Yeah, sort of. The compromises were too many. I don't know what the solution is to Cybertruck, but people are not going to. The market for buyers in that price range is insufficient to warrant the kind of production that Tesla has at their disposal. I will say that the mood among employees is as good as ever. Last time I was on a tour, everywhere I've been, whenever they see the tour group, they wave and smile. They are not the zoo. They are not the animals on exhibit. We are, and they're delighted. We do ask them to not tap on our glass, but yeah. So the employees seem to be having a good time, seem to be enjoying their jobs more than anyone at a factory I've worked at. I've only worked at a couple, but we were all pretty miserable all the time. But people here are doing something that they love and getting paid more than auto workers at any other company in the US, really. Although, since the union deal with the big three, some of those guys are getting paid very well, but their factories are getting shut down. I tried to caution, if you get everything you're asking for, you will lose your job. And increasingly that appears to have been true. I would say prophetic, but anyone paying attention would have been able to see it coming. I asked about new events in the new year, and is there going to be a Roadster event, and am I invited? Is there going to be an Optimus event, and am I invited? And the answer to that was, we've been told that there will be those events, but we're unlikely to know about them until just before they happen. So they don't know when yet. I asked if they knew where. They don't know where yet. So that's going to happen. We don't know when. It does look like Tesla may be appearing at more car events. That'd be kind of neat. It feels like the right time to do a little bit of outreach to get in front of customers, to let them know that The cars have gotten cheaper. The cars have gotten safer. The cars have gotten better. All those things customers may not know about. So I think that's probably enough. I can walk back to my car now because it's been a great trip to the mothership. I do want to thank all of you for sending me here. In the new year, there's going to be more analysis. There are videos that are good to make for the channel, that help grow the channel, and there are videos that are good. Deep analysis is good. It's not necessarily good for the channel. So I'm going to be trying to focus more on those, where I will be able to distill things that I've learned in factories like this, because I'm an analyst, man. I'm not an influencer. I don't know how many times to tell you. So what did I miss? What did I misunderstand? What questions do you have about the factory? That's something you could ask me, because who knows, man? I might know. I might even be allowed to say. Everybody else, like, subscribe. Pretty please subscribe. It would help tremendously. And stay tuned. Stay juicy. And I cannot wait to hear from you clever robots on the flippity flop.